Happy Wednesday, everyone. Team Money here to do a collection video for you guys on this fine, windy evening. It's about to storm here from the looks of it outside. But I wanted to give you guys a tour or a collection, to do a collection overview of my Vinegar Syndrome and my Severin movies, because I don't have a ton of each film, so I figured combine them into one 15-minute video, maybe 20. Shit, I don't know. But I guess we'll just get right started here. I'm not even sure how many titles of each I have, but we'll start with Severin. So I have like one DVD thing from Severin. It is a 3-pack Cannibal Massacre collection. These films were later, they were later released on Blu-ray, but I never bothered upgrading because I'm not a huge cannibal guy. I like cannibal films occasionally. I like these kind of cannibal films, prefer these kind, but I didn't feel the need to upgrade. But the 3 films that were included in this set are Devil Hunter, Papaya, Love Goddess of the Cannibals, and Cannibal Terror. So you've got these 3 films here. For this Severin set, this was put out in, I want to say 2014 or 2015, it doesn't even say on here. 2008 Severin films, so I guess these are older releases, but I'm pretty sure this pack, triple pack, was just from a few years ago. I could be wrong though. That's what I got it anyway. Alright, so now we'll just get into, I think, strictly Blu-rays for Severin. Again, I don't have everything, but so these 2 films I don't remember. Actually, this one I got from Mondo Macabro website, I believe. But this film I believe I purchased through Severin. This was on their website, but it's actually not a Severin Films release. It is a Etiquette Pictures release. So, not sure why that was on there. And actually, you know what, now that I think of it, this might have been on the Vinegar Syndrome website and not the Severin, so my bad. But I just wanted to show you that I had this film that's kind of affiliated with with the company, I guess, in that sense. But into the meat of what is Severin. Jess Franco's She Killed in Ecstasy, 2-disc special limited edition set. Awesome release, and it was accompanied by or with, gotta be careful, Vampire Lesbos. So, yeah, both of these films, I'm not going to open them for time's sake, but you kind of had to get these hand in hand. Well, not really, but I did. They were packaged that way, or they came out at that time, the same time. So, I won't bother messing with that for time's sake. Sorry, guys. Next up is I did an unboxing of this recently when I got it in the mail. This is the Burial Ground release. Really nice edition. Came with all the swag, the t-shirt, the posters, all kinds of cool shit. It's a really nice release, a really good transfer too of Burial Ground. Next up is Kathy's Curse. These are all, especially like this one, was rescued from obscurity and brought out by Severin, which is awesome. So yeah, I had to grab that. Next up we have an amazing release of Dr. Butcher. And I think this does have the edits. There's a release from Shriek Show that was put out a couple years back. Don't get that one. Unless you want to laugh. I mean, it's some seriously sloppy editing, and it's just a terrible cut. Get this version, Dr. Butcher. You also get the Zombie Holocaust edition as well, which I prefer. Next up we have The Baby, which is now out of print, so glad to have grabbed this. Haven't actually watched this film, but I know it's like a grown man baby. It's impossible not to be horrified and fascinated by what you see unfolding, so cool film. Unique release, at least. Turkey Shoot, this film's just a lot of fun. I actually hadn't seen this until I got this edition, so if ever there was one to see, it would be Severin's release, and this was fucking terrific. I really like the film. Really great release, Turkey Shoot. Let's see. Next up, we have Horror Express, another awesome release from Severin. This is a double disc, I believe. Blu-ray DVD combo. There's a really cool presentation or interview with Chris. Let's see. Well, you get Murder on the Trans-Siberian Express, a new interview with director Eugenio Martin. Introduction by Fangoria editor Chris Alexander. I really like, my introduction to him was actually through this release. I really like Chris Alexander. I think he's a good editor, and I just like hearing him talk about horror, I guess, in general. So, yeah, I think he's an editor. Now I'm going to sound like an idiot, but he was cool. I really liked what he had to say about the film. And this is House on Straw Hill, another release from Severin, Blu-ray DVD combo. I feel like more towards the beginning of Severin's Blu-ray releases or whatever, they were doing more of the Blu-ray DVD combo packs, but as DVDs are becoming kind of less and less, I don't know, that's just my speculation, but it seems like haven't been doing those as much lately, the Blu-ray DVD combos, with like the banner at the top, like so, but where was I? Okay, so next up is a film called The House of Seven Corpses. Another Blu-ray DVD combo. Co-starring John Carradine. Kind of a weird film. Not one of my faves, but I love the idea. Next up we have Christopher Lee and Count Dracula. Awesome release, awesome film. Packed with special features. I think this is just a one-disc release, but whatever, it's great. I highly recommend that. Count Dracula with Christopher Lee. We have Nightmare Castle with Barbara Steele. Awesome release. I could have sworn I got the signed edition, but clearly this is not signed, so I don't know if I got gypped or if I am wrong or what, or if it's signed and I'm just not seeing it like an idiot. Don't know, but whatever. It's a great film, so happy to own this, and it's another awesome release from Severin. Next up we have Bloody Moon. Great film. Really cool release. And Blackenstein. I still haven't seen this. I've heard it's pretty funny and fun. And yeah, so I got to check it out. Again, another special features packed, ridden with special features. I mean, just a great release for sure. And a personal favorite kids killer film of mine, Bloody Birthday. Love this film. It's a lot of fun. The nightmare begins with the kids next door. So a lot of fun. If you guys haven't seen this, 88 Films I think released this as well, but I've had this Severin release forever, so I never bothered to upgrade. Next up is a film I personally am not crazy about, but a lot of people like it. It's The Manson Family. I'm fascinated by the whole history of this, but this wasn't my favorite kind of depiction slash story of the Manson family murders. Let's see. Next up we have an awesome release, highly anticipated Italian film by Mariano Baino, who I act like I know, but I don't. Dark Water. Awesome release though, signed. Had to wait a little bit to get that actually signed by him. Severin did like a little IOU thing or something. I'm sure you guys know if you had pre-ordered it as well, but yeah, awesome. Really cool release, Dark Water. And it got released around the same time and announced around the same time as this one, which is signed as well by the director, Bruno Mattei. Shit, that's who it was. I did a Body Bags review, and I could not for the life of me remember the films of Bruno Mattei. It was for Hell of the Living Dead, and I said Rats, Nights of Terror, and then I said Rats, Nights of Terror, and then I said Rats, Nights of Terror, and that's all I could think of was Rats, Nights of Terror. But The Other Hell, yes, finally. So, anyway, cool release. Next up we have another great release. It's a co-release by Severin, Axe, and Kidnapped Co-ed. Really cool, signed. And I forget what other films this guy did. Doesn't matter. But yeah, again, packed with special features. 2-disc set. Highly recommend that release. Another personal favorite of mine. Things are falling. Sorry, guys. Drive-In Massacre. This is actually the reversible cover art. I actually had this as my YouTube icon for a while. Finally changed it, but I love that artwork. I think it's great. And this film was also released by 88 Films. My 88 Films used to be right there, but now they're moved. They're actually down here. Why am I even bothering looking? It doesn't matter. This is released. This is a Severin review, guys, or a Severin thing, not 88 Films, so I'm sorry. But it's a great release. I recommend this one, for sure. Again, packed with, well, not packed, but a decent amount. Making of The Massacre, interview with director Stu Siegel. Norman Shredden recalls Drive-In Massacre, Drive-In Days. Great film. I just love this. It's got that dude, that great character actor in it. Buck Fowler, I think is his name. It's not even on here, but yeah. Great movie. Highly recommend that release. This is a film I'm not crazy about, but it's a cool release nonetheless. The Sinful Dwarf. But yeah, it was a unique release for sure. I think that had some swagger that came with it. I didn't jump in on that one. This one I did. I think I grabbed the poster that came with this. Really, really cool Italian, what do you call it, animal killer film. I know there's a better sub-genre name for that, but yeah, awesome film. Another one. Severin just puts out some awesome Italian stuff, man. Awesome stuff in general, but it's just like kind of like unique films, for lack of a better word. Another awesome release, kind of like in the vein of Final Destination, Soul Survivor, The Survivor. Hardware, this was really cheap. This was like $5 this release, so I jumped on this when it was on sale at one point by Severin. Next up we have a newer release from them, Future Shock, the story of 2000 AD. To be honest with you guys, I'm not really a comic book guy, but I heard this was really interesting. So I wanted to grab it and check it out sometime. Very vastly entertaining. Marvel, DC, 2000 AD is the law. So as far as that stuff goes, it's supposed to be a really good documentary. Next up, I actually got this at FYE for dirt cheap. It was like $6 or $7 a while ago. I think it might be out of print now. I could be wrong. Birdemic, not a great film, but a cool find nonetheless at FYE. Next up we have Patrick. I think it's an Aussie film. Kind of a weird film, but this is Severin's release of it, the Blu-ray DVD combo. And we have the legendary documentary of Lost Soul, the doomed journey of Richard Stanley's Island of Dr. Moreau. So this is a great documentary too if you're ever wanting to learn more about the epic failure that was Richard Stanley's Island of Dr. Moreau. This was a really good newer release from Severin, Bag Boy Lover Boy. Highly recommend this film. It's about this dude who's obviously slow, mentally challenged. He works at a hot dog cart. This kind of like, what do you call it? Photographer, fancy pants photographer comes up and tells him all about you know, how he would be a perfect candidate for modeling for him or something like that. Long story short, he goes away, the photographer goes away, leaving him the keys or access to the studio. So Bag Boy Lover Boy goes up in the studio and brings women up there and kills them. It's a similar plot to, I want to say Maniac. No, there's a film that's very similar though in premise. But it was fun, it was really unique. The actor who played Bag Boy Lover Boy was great. He did a great job. There's a caricature of him on the cover, I think. And last up for the Severin releases, wow, that went by fast, guys, is The Amazing Beyond the Darkness, Boy Omega! Boy Omega! One of my favorites. I did a whole unboxing for this when I first got it, so yeah, you guys know all about that and what that included, but really cool release, really good picture quality, just fucking aced it. They aced it. Okay, I'm going to move this now. Sorry about that. And I am going to move this forward. And now we will jump into the Vinegar Syndromes. 13 minutes, so we should be done in 13 minutes probably. About the same amount I have of each, so I don't know how many that was, but we'll start at the bottom, my older releases. Oof. The thing I don't like about these Blu-ray rack things is that they're kind of, honestly, they're not very thick. Or wide enough rather, so sometimes you have to like really pull them out, and I feel like it definitely fucks with the cellophane wraps, but I have to see if check if it's scraping the actual plastic on the cases, because that ain't good. So a lot of these films, you notice, have white cases. What I did was I bought a rack of white cases from Twilight Time nonetheless, and most of them 2-disc, because most of Vinegar Syndrome's releases are 2-disc. So what I wanted to do was, because as of late, and for as long as I can remember, Vinegar Syndrome's been releasing their movies in clear cases. So I wanted to have them all kind of, what's the word, conform to the same, or I wanted them all to be uniform on the rack and all in clear cases. That's my OCD. But yeah, so I went ahead and did that. I bought a bunch of clear cases, transferred everything. So all of my releases have blue cases, or I mean, I'm sorry, have clear cases, and yeah, so because this originally came in, like these ones in the bottom that I'm about to show you, most of them originally came in blue cases, but they're now in clear. So anyway, that's Night Train to Terror. In case you were wondering, why is it in a clear case? It didn't originally come that way. Alright. Let's see. Next up we have Massage Parlor Murders. Cool release from Vinegar Syndrome. This is an older one from 2013. And these are all 2-disc editions, so they're packed with special features. They might be Blu-ray DVD combos, I'm not sure, I don't remember. Yeah, they are. So they're 2-disc Blu-ray DVD combos, but most of them are packed with features. Awesome film, Raw Force. Really cool. Sorry guys, I just got to be careful because if the rack tips over, then everything goes. Next up we have an awesome release, Don't Go in the Woods. 88 Films, I think, released this, or Code Red or something. Both of those may have at one point. Next up we have the release to go with, Madman. An excellent Blu-ray from Vinegar Syndrome. Love that slasher. One of my faves for sure. Next up we have the weird and entertaining Christmas Evil starring... Oh man. What's his name? Doesn't matter, but his daughter is a musician. God damn, it's all on the tip of my tongue. Fiona Apple's. Fiona Apple's father is the star of this movie. He plays like the psychotic Santa Claus, I guess. It's a great movie, though. Christmas Evil. Only good around the holidays, though. I don't like watching that film any other time, rightfully so. Next up, we have Graduation Day. All of these, by the way, originally came in blue cases. Cool release, but I actually do recommend this release by 88 Films because you do get the bonus Scream Queens Horror Heroines Exposed documentary. So it's just a better edition, and if I can remember correctly, it is region free. So you can play this anywhere. So grab this one, guys, but this is still a great transfer of the film. So if you don't care about that documentary, this might even be a little cheaper, I'm not sure. Next up we have another amazing release. This is where we're going clear now, guys, for good. Count Dracula's, well, maybe not, don't quote me on that. Great love. Awesome film. The fucking atmosphere in this film is just so old school, Hammer 70s, classic Dracula horror. I love it. I love it. Next up, we have Nightmare Sisters. Weird film starring Linnea Quigley. Haven't watched this in years, to be honest, but... And we have Trauma's updated version of Trauma's released by Vinegar Syndrome, of course. Excellent Blu-ray. If you're a fan of this film, get this. Throw away your Trauma. I like Trauma, but it's just... That's a way better edition. What is this? Sorry, Disco Godfather. So the next... Oh, no. Sorry, my apologies. I have some, like, blaxploitation coming up. This one being included. Then we jump to... This is just my disorder here. Or my disorganization skills showing Hobgoblins. Forever I thought this was called Hobo Goblins. Because I just never took the time to read the title. Hobgoblins. Alright. God, I feel like I'm just gabbing away because I am. But I need a drink because I'm dry mouth. Cheers. Smoking some strawberry tobacco tonight. Amazing stuff. Oh, so flavorful. So flavorful. A flavorful sensation. Anyway, back to this. Next up we have P.D. Wheatstraw, another blaxploitation film. Haven't seen any of these blaxploitation films, to be perfectly honest, so can't really comment. Dolomite, I think this is one of the first ones that were released by Vincent for blaxploitation. And then we have Human Tornado. I think some of these are a trilogy too. Not an expert on this subgenre, so I can't go into details, unfortunately. And The Candy Tangerine. I love the artwork for this film. It's really, really dope. And next up we have another film starring Linnea Quigley. I kind of have to reorganize these guys, so I'll do that another time. And then maybe a couple years down the line I'll do an updated edition if I'm still collecting and alive. But yeah, we'll see. For now, I'm gonna have to organize them off camera. So yeah, Murder Weapon and Deadly Embrace. I think this was available on a rare DVD like combo pack thing a while ago. But who cares now? That's irrelevant information because you can get it from Vincent. We have Blood Mania and Point of Terror. Awesome semi-recent double feature from Vincent. Excellent transfers, great films, a lot of fun. Highly recommend this release. I feel like a computer. I don't want to be a computer. But yeah, tons of special features. Next up we have a Killer Bee film. Pretty good film called The Bees. Forgot who, maybe, no it wasn't Trump. I forgot who had this before. And one of my personal favorite films, period, in the horror genre, Luther the Geek. Awesome release. Love this film. This was a Troma film. And actually, it's what really got me into Troma. I thought Troma was kind of a joke until I saw this film, to be honest, and that's kind of what helped me to expand my horizons and want to explore more Troma. And I'm glad I did, because amongst the junk, there's definitely some good junk. For lack of a better, you know what I got. You guys know what I mean. Like, there's some good low-budget filmmaking to be seen in Troma's collection for sure. Anyway, this is was obviously not produced by Troma, but it was released by him, and it's a great film. If you guys like your kind of like serial killer / stalk and slash kind of, but it's a little bit different, watch this movie. It's awesome. It's just about this freak that stalks his family in a rural farmhouse, so it's got great scenery and pretty cool, gruesome, bloody, gory kills, and it's just a good, fun film. Well written, solid. Next up we have a weird film. I wouldn't really recommend this one, Horror House on Highway 5, unless you're a diehard slasher fan, which I am, so I do appreciate it and enjoy things about it, but it's just not a very good film. I haven't seen this one, but I'm going to check this out soon. It's called Hellbent. It was a limited release by Vinegar Syndrome, so had to get on that one. Next up we have Don't Answer the Phone, which is an awesome film. Very, very good release too. I prefer this over the Code Red version. Just better all around. Better, more work put into this release, and it shows. All around it shows. This is a weird film I haven't seen yet, actually. Not to be confused with Death Machine, starring Brad Dourif. This is a different film. And it is from what year? It's directed by Paul Curiazzi. It's from 1976, so I haven't seen this one, but it's called Death Machines. The Killers of the Future Are Ready Now. It's released within the last year by Vincent. Next up we have an old Code Red release, now on Blu-ray and updated by Vinegar Syndrome. A great upgrade, I might add. I would definitely pick this up over the other, especially if you haven't grabbed, if you don't already have the Code Red, go with this. That's what I did, and I don't regret it. That's a no-brainer though, guys, you know that. Next up we have Psychic Killer. I haven't actually watched this movie yet. It's another one from '75. And I love this movie. A lot of people don't, but I love it. It's fun. Just a cool fucking slasher movie from the 80s. Or, you know, kind of run-of-the-mill, but a lot of fun. There's that beast buddy carrying the axe. Good fun. Good fun slasher. Next up is a really cool film, Witch Trap by the director of Night of the Demons and Witchboard, Kevin Tinney, and I really like his new film, Brain Scan, I think it's called, or Brain Damage, one of the brain something. It's really a lot of fun, but this film's great. This was a great release. Prior to this release, I had a German hard box, but I think it was a pretty tough film to find, and the transfer is phenomenal. They just did a really good job with this release. So if you've never seen this film, period, get this and experience it via Vinegar Syndrome for the first time. Trust me on that, it'll be worth it. Next up we have a film that people have been raving about. So this isn't normally my subgenre of film. It's kind of just like, I feel like maybe like sexploitation, but soft, not hard stuff. And blended with maybe like, I have no idea, Breakfast Club? I don't know. I haven't seen the film, but you know what I mean, that kind of high school humor, Malibu High. But a lot of people raved about this, so I wanted to grab it. It is from 1978, so got to check it out. And we have two more standard releases here. I have Al Adamson, who I happen to love his schlock. I'm a big fan. He did a film called Dracula vs. Frankenstein, which I adore. I fucking love that movie. And it actually just got a release from Shriek Show, so anyway, that's a different story for a different day. Nurse Sherry, I haven't seen this, so I've got to check it out. And my apologies if I said I like that. Sometimes I don't think, I just spew, but I always want to be accurate in what I'm saying. I have not seen Nurse Sherry. I want to see it. I'm a fan of Al Adamson. And last up we have, this is a great film. It took me forever to see this. I actually had this release on DVD for a long time. I think Vinegar Syndrome put it out. Somebody put it out, legitimate company on DVD. It had a good release. I think it was Vincent, but anyway, this is an awesome fucking alien film, kind of like in the vein of Without Warning, that kind of film, and it's just a lot of fun. The boogie's a little bit, I don't know, the acting maybe, the feel of the film a little bit, but Evils of the Night is a lot of fun. I would highly recommend that release if you're interested in it. And now, guys, we will just go into a few more releases that I spaced on, so my apologies. Let me just grab this rack. I'll try and be as quick as possible. These next releases are obviously from Vinegar Syndrome, and they are just like oh, dropping shit. Sorry, it was just a lone wolf. That's all. So these next releases are just like in heavy duty slipcovers, so I keep them in separate places. One other thing while I'm here and on the subject of Vinegar Syndrome, I will grab these 5 DVDs because I forgot that I have them, and they are Vinegar Syndrome releases. We have Sometimes Aunt Martha Does Dreadful Things. This is actually a really good film. I don't have time to talk about it, but I would recommend you guys grab it and check it out. It's really good. Or at least read about it. I don't have time right now. Night of the Strangler. Runaway Nightmare. I missed the boat on the rare Blu-ray that's out of print that they released on that. And then I just have 3 of these double release things from Vinegar Syndrome. I'll cool duder style it for you guys. You probably couldn't see shit. It's the so on this one, it's the Executioner Part 2 and Frozen Scream. Frozen Scream, which is really cool. Savage Water and Death by Invitation. I grabbed this for Savage Water. Just a fun film, kind of like a wilderness slasher type. Not amazing, but worth it for sure. If you guys can find any of these, especially this one, because it's out of print, grab it with Savage Water. And then I have Death Force and Vampire Hookers. So those 3 drive-in collections are from Vinegar Syndrome, and now we'll just get into, real quick, the thicker cased edition. So first up I have the beautiful Psycho Cop Returns, the second one. Excellent film, excellent edition. It's been said a million times, these are amazing slipcovers. They're thick. This one's actually a matte finish, but they switch it up just like the other companies do, like 88 and stuff. This one's like a fucking indentation there of a coffin. Just an amazing edition for an amazing film. I love this film, and honestly, this is probably in my top 3 Vinegar Syndrome releases, for the simple fact that the work that they put into this to put out this film, this version of The Undertaker. Because before this, what did you have? You had, it was Code Red, who had a butchered release. I mean, just not even the same film. Not even worth watching that. But for those who saw that, like myself, and were able to compare once this was out, I mean, it's just an amazing job. I don't need to preach anymore. Just get this. For real. Even if the slip's not available anymore, get it for the film, because it's a great Spinell film, and it's just the job that they did bringing this back and editing it together to make it like a coherent film. I just can't praise it enough. I really can't. Next up, I missed out on the other one, but I grabbed Red Mob because I was actually really interested in this. It was just like nobody had heard of this film when they first put it out. So I was like, whoa, what the fuck is this Russian 90s action war movie, Red Mob? Like, I feel like nobody knew about this, so I had to grab it. I didn't grab Sweet Sugar, I should have. I regret it, but what are you gonna do? Next up we have an amazing release. Again, double exposure. Is it a coincidence that their most amazing releases have these amazing slipcovers? I don't think so. But it's a great film. And a great release. I'm not crazy about this film, but I mean, that's a hell of a package deal. I had to do it. Sold when I saw that. It's fun. It'll be fun, entertaining around the holidays. A good drunken laugh. Next up, an amazing release. This film is okay. I enjoy it enough. I definitely had to have it. Probably one of my fave slipcovers from them for sure. So, yeah, the hearse. The movie just kind of goes downhill in my opinion. Like, the first half is strong and fun, and then it just kind of tanks, but overall it's enjoyable. And last up, another kind of meh, so-so, kind of boring film, but again, a terrific release. Snapshot, limited slip, just super thick. You guys know how thick these are, they're beautiful. So guys, I think I probably forgot a few things somewhere along the line, but that's the majority of both my Severin and Vinegar Syndrome collection. So I hope you enjoyed my video, my overview. 31 minutes is way longer than I anticipated. So I'm out. I'll catch y'all on the next side. I'll probably have an update I'll be doing in a couple days. So have a good night, everyone. Thank you for watching. Peace. T-Money signing out, motherfuckers.